Fine. The recording has been started. Welcome to our webinar. While you are still joining in, please put a 1 if you attend such a webinar for the first time, and 2 or 3 if it is you are a regular visitor of such a webinar. I see your 3s. I have the English chat open. But we do have some persons who are the first flyers at such a webinar. We are always pleased to see new faces, those who are interested in new opportunities, new solutions. And if you don't know me, my name is Valentin Sokolnikov. I'm the Managing Director of Global Unit Pay. We are in financial services, bank transfers. We deal with digital currencies, payment cards such as MasterCard, and we provide a comprehensive set of services both to individuals and corporations. But since it is not the first year of our operation, we are developing, and there are some headaches of the business, and we do know them. We address them, and for this, we develop ourselves, and we develop our client base and our capacities. And this is the reason why FNT, Fintech, is a good tool, thanks to which we open new opportunities to our existing clients of Global Unit Pay. And through Fintech token, FNT token, we open an entire universe to Fintech industry, and we start to implement the banking services related to the fiat, and the same will be associated with crypto, as crypto tends to grow and crypto become the legal means of payment, like in El Salvador, compared to the official national currencies. And in other countries such as Switzerland, you may pay for your expenses and the bills with Bitcoin. So what is FNT token? Let's have a look at it. In short, I will introduce you to what we are doing, the follow-up steps, and then our agenda will highlight some news. There will be a special guest. I will introduce him a bit later, and our plans for the future. So next slide, please. So what is FNT token and the benefits? The total volume is 2 billion tokens distributed between the stages, the so-called pre-sale. This is the individual sales. Actually, it's not the sales, they are the offering. The next step is private rounds and public selling, when token is traded on the exchanges. And it would be like a general coin available on the market, but with its benefits. And you see that 45% is locked as a provisional fund, as a provision reserve. There will be a special place where tokens will be placed that will be backed by the money, and this funding will be used for the fintech and crypto angles we are developing. We talked a lot how it will be used, and if you haven't watched the previous webinar yet, please do it. But in short, this provisional fund will be used to support liquidity, to carry out instant transactions, and to provide opportunities to those who would like to take advantage of the cryptocurrencies without selling them. The so-called system of values. And unlike other coins, we set up an entire ecosystem for the token to be of interest, not only to a small group of people, but to all those users who would like to enjoy greater opportunities without paying high commissions. They may use FNT tokens. Here, I refer to banking sector, financial transactions we support at present, but it will include crypto services and crypto dimension. And accordingly, I'd like to let you know that for a small group of people, for our community, there is the so-called whitelist. Next slide, please. Yes, and what is a whitelist? This is a possibility to book your place for the future tokens. This is a possibility for you, for a person to involve at early stages when there was no announcement about the whitelist yet, when there was announcement of how it would develop and all the details. A whitelist is a tool when we may reserve, book our future holding of tokens. And as soon as the token is traded in the OpenSea, all our users that have reserved their place in this whitelist would be able to get their tokens and subsequently use them for their purposes in our ecosystem, as well as they may transfer these tokens to other users or, when needed, even sell. And as you see, there is a specific number of packages that will be available, and the number of packages is decreasing. So if you see the number of smaller now, because this is the token that is growing its pace, and there is the entire ecosystem attached. And I'd like to detail more this ecosystem and make some highlights or express or explain some things, why we do it, how it will work, and which benefits a user, a holder may get, you or the person you know. So what are the benefits of being in this whitelist and our common goals? And for this, I would like to ask Alex. Alex is our business partner. I know Alex, I have known him for some time. We met quite frequently in the office, and he is very experienced in blockchain and crypto and the digital industry as well. When we talk about the concepts and the comparison of different companies, what the market offered. Alex, thank you very much for joining our webinar.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I tried it also yesterday, and I will do it today also. Is everybody hearing me clearly? Usually it's the 1 to 10 in this case. It's the first time when I'm not getting an 11. Damn it. Okay, I'm fine with the 10. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Alex, for joining us. There are a number of questions we would like to discuss with you. And actually, you may put your questions in the Q&A section where there are most frequently asked questions, and we would like to address them in more detail. Alex, by the way, please tell me if you can explain shortly what is FNT and what this ecosystem is about, because we talked a lot about the technical aspects, but please explain it in a shorter, easier way.
So as many probably as you follow on the blockchain technology, and it is an amazing technology, right? So you have certain currencies like Bitcoin, and Valentin had that topic. Even if it is used in El Salvador as a currency, I personally don't see Bitcoin or else as a payment method. So the thing in this is it's more a store of value, right? So then you need to build bridges of people using a cryptocurrency in an easy way in their daily life. Because in the end, for all of us, it's about adoption, right? It's about, okay, you go out today and you go into a restaurant and you would like to use your digital assets. Can you pay with Bitcoin? Only if they accept it. So there you already have the adoption. So what FNT is solving and is that it's acknowledging digital assets, and it's acknowledging digital assets for you to use and to leverage wherever you are. And you can use your attached debit card to that, and you can spend regular money. So down the road, probably there will be a currency, right, which is on blockchain, but we are not that far yet. And at the moment, it's more and always about adoption. And that's the main part. And if you look at FNT as itself, and I'm already surpassing short, I'm sorry, Valentin. If you look at FNT itself, then the token is the heart of the system. So of course, I can tell you that it's about adoption, easy to use. But on the other hand, you need to build a token which is used in every angle of the system. So when you spend something on debit card, FNT is utilized, right? If you have your portfolio management, FNT is utilized. Whatever you do, it will affect FNT in a positive way because it's needed. If you want to have memberships and more benefits, you have the token to be utilized again. You see often so many cryptocurrencies, yeah, they throw a token in the market. But on the other hand, is it really needed, right? And okay, is the FNT token needed, right? But it's about adoption and bringing cryptocurrency to not just to the people, but utilizing it in a correct way, which everybody is benefiting from it. And this is the main part. When you attach blockchain and the technology, utilize it, not just use it for a fundraising purpose. It needs either to benefit everybody, or it's a groundbreaking technology solving something in my experience in the real world, which just needs to be upgraded. Sorry for the long answer, Valentin.
Thank you, Alex. Actually, it's great that there is such a detailed answer to the questions we frequently receive and get. So your explanation is nice. And in terms of FNT, we understand that there are people who have no dealing with crypto before. And in the near future, they may not deal with it as well. What can we offer for such people? Or how can we explain them to make them understand why FNT token is needed if we are not into crypto industry and are ordinary citizens having our money kept under a pillow?
Okay, so under a pillow is a good one. So for non-crypto savvy people, how easy is it at the moment to get into blockchain, right? I always describe myself, and just to simplify it, because I like to talk in pictures, is that all the people who know blockchain really deeply by technology right now, they know how to build a computer. But adoption means that you click just a button and it works. You don't need to understand what's behind it, right? And we are still in a stage where everybody truly need to understand how to build a computer to actually utilize it. Small example, and I have that always with me with some others. is this small thing here. Some of you may know and seen that before. It's a ledger, right? It's a hardware wallet. But if you never had something to do with cryptocurrency, it's quite difficult to enter the market. There is YouTube, there's Google, but it's dealing with money. So that needs to be done in a secure way. Coming back to FNT is make it simple, download an app, buy digital assets, and don't leave the platform, right? You can still use it. You have the digital assets, they work for you, and on the other hand, you can utilize it. You don't need to be confronted with how do I send it from A to B? How do I do a KYC on Binance? How do I do send the money to FTX? What's leveraging there and all that stuff? You don't need to understand what the blockchain explorer is about, what are the transaction hashes and so on. In the end, for non-crypto savvy people, register, download an app, buy what you think is great, what is recommended to you. But in this case also, of course, FNT, right? You have more benefits of it. But you don't need to be the crypto blockchain savvy guy and went through all that stuff, what I went through. And this is where blockchain needs to go. It's about adoption. And FNT gives an easier, smoother way for new people to enter that market.
Thank you. And since we are talking about the market and the market where FNT may be available, could you please tell us if there are any competitors or what we may compare FNT with something already existing on the market?
Of course they are. It's always about what is the solution and what is your target market, right? This is very business-like speaking, but it's about the verticals, what you cover. So what is the target audience? And when Valentin, when you and I met back in the office, it was about the fintech license. You're already all aware about that GOP wants to get the fintech license, right? So the overall solution is also having FNT as a solution which solves also the market on B2B, right? You give an option for businesses to create their startups, to have all of that. But in the end, the platform is slightly needs to grow with users, but on both sides. So if you look at the competitor market, for example, of course, everybody probably has seen Crypto.com doing some kind of a marketing spot with somebody in it. Or you see other solutions like, for example, Compound with having a lending platform. But in the end, when you look at them, and some of you may know them all, what FNT is doing, combining all the benefits of them, attaching also the B2B side on it, and growing Solana ecosystem, which you just need that. So the aim of it is also to be, everybody is talking, it's a beer market right now. The aim of that is also to be not just dependent on where the market is going, right? We need new users, we need adoption. And having an additional company which provides an easy solution for adopting is great, because every new user not just benefits the blockchain market, every new user will benefit, of course, also the FNT market and the FNT price.
Okay, quite interesting, but let's come back to the topic of competitors, as there is a special slide on it. But there is another frequently asked question about the burning. What is it about and why is it needed?
So, okay, this goes back a bit about the ecosystem, and the burning is more actually a commitment than needed. We had yesterday a webinar about Dragonman, right? I don't want to switch over there. But the main thing is limitation. And this goes also for many cryptocurrencies, right? Bitcoin is limited. It's not endless. The Dragman NFT is also quite limited with 7,000, right? So there is not many to have. But then you have FNT, again, it's limited on its core with a fixed number of 2 billion. But also it is needed when you use the system, you have memberships, you have the card, you have your portfolio management, and it's just better to have FNT. So you use it. But on the other hand, what makes the system greater is if it's over time reducing the total actually existing FNT token. So day by day, you have a new user, you go out with friends in the evening and drink the beer instead of the beer market, as I saw in the chat. So you drink a beer with your friends and they ask you, so what card do you use there? And you bring them on the system, and they buy also 4 cards. Why not? You go out with them. This benefiting everybody else. But on the other hand, this also benefits the price of FNT, and FNT, because of that revenue, will burn token away. So it's not just that we go up with users, which reflects on the price. We also reduce the total amount of token. And that combination is great because over time, it's based on mathematics. I like to go with mathematics and don't leave it to potential or risk. Potential, hype, trend, that is all great. But if you back it up by fundamentals, meaning user is value, that makes the whole difference, in my opinion. And I don't keep the short answers. I'm very sorry.
Actually, it's great when you're not short and you're too detailed. I appreciate it. But we have some other questions in the Russian room in the special Q&A form. People are asking the questions they're most interested. Could you please tell us if we can offer or provide the so-called system of values, not only to such popular coins as Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some other well-acknowledged top 10 coins by their capitalization, but can we in future develop this and offer the same opportunity to less popular coins such as UNTB, World CIU, CIU, or some other coins of third-party businesses and partners?
Actually, it's a business decision in the end. So when the product launches, it always needs to evaluate that it takes markets in which are liquid enough, right? I mean, it needs to benefit everybody. So I can do tomorrow the Alex token, right? But does it make sense to list it? Because it needs to have a value and a liquid market behind it to back it up, right? So in my opinion, the token and coin structure on FNT will always grow. When you go to an exchange, you have so many markets already. I don't know even how many Binance has right now, over 100 in coins, if you definitely over 100. So it's about having the top tokens and the top coins always also in the FNT system, because that gathers interest, right? It's getting listed. You can see it as an exchange, even if it's not trading. It is more like over the counter called in this case, so you can exchange it. But on the other hand, FNT needs always to go with the trend, right? And list what makes sense to list, but also what, of course, doesn't have a risk for every user, client, or market holder of FNT.
Yes, agree. Thank you. So, dear friends, we will be able to add new coins, cryptocurrencies, but at the same time, we should understand that the market should be available on the market with its demand and supply, a powerful community supporting it. And if any person fails to meet its obligations under the system of values to make sure that the coin is liquid and quite popular, of course, we can add the coins, and we have clients of Global Unit Pay with their own coins, but they don't know yet what we are doing with FNT and its ecosystem. But at the same time, we may offer such a solution to them as an additional service. There is another question in the Russian room, and there is a question from the Italian chat. A short question, firstly. Maybe we've answered it many times, but could you answer it in a simpler way? So FNT is a local product, and when will it turn into a global instrument?
So, and he asked me to be short, so I try to keep this time, to keep it in a short, simple answer. Into a global product, so meaning by leaving the internal area of the community we're having right now, right? Actually, that's good to be answered as with what's coming next, Valentine. That's already actually the announcement after the interview, right? So I think we go with that answer from there.
Yes, a good solution, a great answer. We will share the news after our interview. It will be an answer to the question of when FNT will become a global instrument, which parameters or indicators are used by the market to assess new cryptocurrency. So, Alex, please tell us why the market may be interested in FNT, unlike many other crypto coins, currencies that are available on the market at present.
That is actually a simple answer. So the core strength you guys already had when I met you was you have a community, but it's not about that, right? It's not just this community, even if I really respect what you guys are doing. But the thing is adoption. It is always about adoption and easier usability on what you're doing. It's the same example as I brought. Do you really want to learn what this ledger is and try to understand it? Or do you want to just install an app and be part of the market the same way as I do? And that answer is over 99% answered by, yeah, let me install an app. And that makes it way easier. And therefore, in this case, and also with FNT and how it is used, since the rest is mathematic, right? Every user you bring in, every user who sees it and likes to test it and to use it. And for daily life, whatever you're doing, if you want to buy on Amazon something, right? And you do it, that benefits everybody. And it's not dependent on everybody working for it. Of course, show it to the people, bring people in as users. That is great. But on the other hand, it does it on its own, because every time also down the road, when it's getting listed on the exchanges, people will see it, people will try it. That is benefiting everybody.
Okay, great. We have some other questions from the English chat. Will the FNT give passive income, or do we need to sell FNT to get money from it?
So you don't need to sell. I mean, you can. When you recommend it, it is kind of selling. So does FNT give income? It's a definition. So if I bring 5 people in who just uses it without selling them anything, and they are like, okay, this sounds interesting, let me buy some, then you actually made income because the price increases, right? If I go with my gold or future black card maybe in a restaurant, and and I use it to pay the evening, everybody can earn theoretically money because it will reflect on the price, because FNT is anchored to that. So passive income, it's just a definition, because in my opinion, it's where the price can go. And this is also seen in the history. And besides, if it's a trend positive market or a bull market or a bear market, in the end, it's about adoption and growth. Every new user helps the price. That's the mathematics behind it.
I will add, so please rewatch the previous webinars where we discussed how the system of asset management will work when a person may earn passive income through those coins, cryptocurrencies already in the account. In addition, he may get some incrementals, some increased income because he has the specific number of FNT token. This is the precondition for higher classes of your membership, and accordingly, a person may get better terms and conditions, privileges, because he has this level of membership in FNT. So the questions have been added. The last question, because we need to move on, as there is a cherry on the pie to be presented to you. So another question from the English-speaking chat. Alex, you speak about attaining mass adoption as the primary goal. What time frame do you foresee realistically, and which measures will be in place to give the FNT the best chance of success?
That is an interesting question. So, of course, it's always beneficial if it is a bull market, because companies like venture capitals, they spend differently, right? But on the other hand, it's the effort you do. And it is mainly, since it's digital, the marketing you do, right? And it's the presence you show. So in blockchain, you need to show presence because it gives credibility. It's one thing to say you're a Swiss company. That's great to be in Crypto Valley because you already know, okay, Switzerland, from a regulation perspective, it gives credibility. But on the other hand, you need to show presence and show what FNT is about to get adoption. So in a bull market, it might be easier. And giving you a time frame would also be kind of difficult. And I would probably jump ahead, and Valentin needs also to jump a bit on that question. But what is planned for FNT is exactly that. So it is built out. It is already put in place, also showing presence, physical presence to give credibility, making speeches, attending summits. And this is the way to go, right? It is one thing to run an internal community, but I was always quite bluntly that you need to go out into this world, also the blockchain world, but then also, of course, the regular world, and you need to show presence. And that is the next step. On a measurement, going back to every user is a win. In the end, it is about launching a product which is easy to use and nobody fails to use it, right? When you click on something, you need to understand it directly. You don't want to attend a 20-minute YouTube guide to figure it out. So easy to use first, and then second, getting day by day more users in.
Thank you. And I will add here that we have a roadmap. In addition to that, we have some time frames we may not influence. For instance, when we submit an application for the FinTech license, it is not dependent on us. The same applies to the auditing. So there are periods when we cannot do anything, timeframes. We simply provide what we have, a business plan and the relevant documents, and we are audited over a month. And if we add these timeframes, it is a term from 8 to 14 months. But like I said before, we are not concentrated solely on banking transactions. We are offering the whole ecosystem, including a lot of different services and opportunities. And some services will be implemented, will be launched as soon as they are ready. For instance, the global unit pay will have additional functionalities, or we will add to our clients like a service, extra functionality related to a system of values. We can do it, and we bring this together into something like a ready-made program. There is a question about staking. Yes, there will be staking, and there is a question about FNT token and the close offering for our users who live in the territory of Russia. Unfortunately, for the Russian Federation, there is no legal, lawful possibility to participate in some FNT sales and buying, but we do work to ensure that you have such an opportunity, which will be available for most people over the globe. So please follow our news, subscribe to our social networks, including our Telegram channel, where lately we've been sharing the news, the description of what we are doing, how it all gets on. And we have about 2,000 persons in this Telegram channel. And like we said before, Alex, let's move on to our news. So the administrators of our rooms, please get back with the presentation with the slides. And next slide about the news. Like promised, we make white paper version 0.9. This is the white paper with the concept of FNT token in mission and the vision, how it will be implemented, what it will include. It includes description of the burning mechanism and additional opportunities that will be implemented, launched, and developed. This document could be downloaded from the website fntcom.org. So the administrators put it down in our chats so that everyone may use this link, fnt.eo, so you can find it actually, fntworld.io. And you may find it in our Telegram channel as well, and you may download the white paper. Give me some 5 emojis and put 1 if you were looking forward to getting this document. And actually, it is already launched. And like I said before, we have some special goals, plans implemented, and after their implementation, there will be the so-called checklist and deadlines. So we met the deadline for a white paper, and there will be a fairer terms and conditions for those users who participated in the pre-sale of FNT tokens, compared to those who will enjoy better ready outcome. And there will be an increase in the price of future tokens, actually the decrease in the number of FNT packages. So I will come back to it a bit later. And now the next piece of news. So please, the next slide. And these are the events we are taking in, and the team is present, including Global Unit Pay, FNT, and this is Crypto Expo Dubai from the 5th to the 6th of October 2022. put a plus if you are in Dubai or will be in Dubai at this time so that we may use it. I hope there will be a lot of people from the English chat, in particular those living in the United Arab Emirates, and we have a lot of partners, clients from India, Oman, who may also come to this event, as this event is generally attended by over 8,000, even 10,000 people, and it highlights the latest developments in blockchain technologies, in crypto technologies, and including a lot of startups. And we have the goals with attending this event. So this is the development of our business together with Global Unit Pay. There will be a possibility of listing on our business partner and the exchange, and the possibility of the new crypto community to learn about FNT, what we are doing, how it will develop, and how an individual may enjoy most privileges and benefits and perks after learning about the development of an FNT and developing together with us. Alex, if you are here, please tell me, are you planning to be in Dubai at this time? Because over last time, we can see only in Zoom at our webinars, but can we meet you in person and take pictures physically?
Yeah, I will also attend the expo in Dubai, and actually it will not be difficult to find FNT, because it has also a very big stand in the expo. So it's not just an attendee. FNT and Global Unit Pay will have their own stand at the expo in Dubai.
And please tell me, my previous slide, we skipped it very quickly. So white paper, point 9, quite likely you've read through the document in advance. So could you please tell us what this white paper provides for and how it makes us different from some other companies who started with the white paper, but today they enjoy good results, such as crypto.com, for instance. So yes, they are different. Please share on this.
So, you know, the white paper is always the core and the heart. At least established in blockchain, because in regular business practice, the ones you know, you need a business plan, right? It needs to define what you do and why you do it, correct? And that needs to be written down. It's never shooting from the hips. So it is a living document, and as you already have seen here, it is 0.9 as a version. So this will always getting upgraded down the line with add-ons made and all the updates, right? Because this will always be a public document. You saw that the homepage has a countdown, so there will be an amazing homepage launched with it, and you will find the white paper. And soon, this includes the month of October. Version 1.0 will also be released, and that is more in the first half than in the second half. So we are moving fast here.
Thank you, Alex. So this is a public document published by the company about its mission, vision, its plans, with a full description of the concept, how it will be done from A to Z. And next slide, please. Like I said before, we meet our official deadline, and we change the price for future FNT token, the number of future FNT tokens. So now they are token points, it will reduce by 15%, which means that over the last there will be another few days when you may see these figures valid, because afterwards we will set other goals, and this offer will not be in existence on the market anymore. And like we saw before, after the pre-sale, there will be private rounds, and there won't be offers for the community. Private rounds are open to larger venture funds and crypto funds, larger institutions, entities that buy the assets for themselves and their community. And in future, a large company may step in saying that we have a database of 1.7 million people and we'd like to advertise broadly. Could you please offer some terms and conditions? And this company may say sell to its private community as one package, as private round. And in this case, individuals separately may not participate to buy this or that package and to get the tokens. In future, individuals could buy only on the crypto exchange at the price set on the exchange. And please, next slide. Comparison to what is available on the market at present. Yes, there are competitors, larger competitors, and the companies that, due to some reasons, are not in existence anymore will learn their lessons not to repeat the mistakes they made. And we see Crow, Nexo, Compound, AAVE, so initial token sale price and the growth, and the price of the token to be listed is over 5 cents. It could be 1, 5, or 6, 10, 5+. This is our plan. But the details will be shared close to the listing, as there are large funds, foundations ready to buy larger packages to make sure that the token is listed for their community only. There are large crypto exchanges that have such a practice. Alex, I have a question to you. Do you know any of these coins? And maybe you participated in their pre-sale at early stages.
I know actually all of them. I didn't participate in all of their sales because back in the days I did. I was also in crypto.com, but not on the other ones, but usually I buy and sell them on the public market, depends on the market. But the thing what I would add here, and this is always how you look at the current situation in the market. And I'm not talking about bull or beer. I'm talking about where you get listed from a market cap perspective. So when you go on CoinMarketCap, and this answer is strictly also for people who know crypto, right? You always have a list of top 100, top 200. And this is also what I do, is always measure where you get listed after the launch, right? What is the total market cap and what is the potential to grow? Because there are always some rules in blockchain. You never surpass Bitcoin, you never surpass Ethereum in blockchain. So you have kind of this top 10, which are coins which you just know surpassing them is quite difficult. But then on the other hand, you see the potential of growth and you see the potential where this can go. And then you can even compare, for example, with those you see here. And you find your way to see like, okay, is this something which is top 20? Is it top 50? Is it something which makes sense in the top 100 with the system implemented just by mathematics? And then you know, right, what it makes sense or how does it make sense to buy and sell. And this is just something I would give everybody with it, because in the end you can measure. Then make your own decision of the potential. And if you see it as top 50, for example, look at CoinMarketCap. What does that mean? Based on the 2 billion token existing, what does that mean and where would FNT land as a fixed price? And yeah, just as an economy add-on.
And another question, does this list include someone who uses banking transactions, who uses money transfers, as well as they offer cards, different levels of memberships, by groups, by cards, staking, earning, and the system of values? Do we have any competitors similar to what I've mentioned?
First of all, banking, none of them. So the B2B side definitely needs to get excluded here because they don't have that, and they're mostly strictly on the user side. And some of them have parts of it, right? The crypto.com card, everybody knows it. In my personal opinion, okay, I will not go down the road on having my opinion on crypto.com, but they had the problems with the token and how do you buy the card, right? If you have the highest Obsidian card, you need to pay something like $300,000 to lock that up and have a risk of value loss. So it's always how to utilize it. And if you take Nexo, for example, they're a good system, but it is just a vertical they're using. It's not about having a full ecosystem benefiting everybody. So if you're a startup, it's great. If you're a regular user, maybe who wants to create a startup, you already have your card, and then you go the same road with FNT, and then you pursue making your own blockchain business or regular business. This is up to you. And if you bring it down to Compound and Aave, they're more in the borrow and lending sector, but also in a complete different way, more the decentralized way, in my opinion. And but it's way more difficult to understand the adoption, right? So overall, this is my opinion, and that's why I'm also sitting here, right? It's about the ecosystem what FNT provides, and it's about, again, easy to use. You just need to make some clicks and you know what you're doing. You don't need to read actually even full white papers or tutorials to do it. You can just download it and you feel familiar. And in the end, that needs to be produced. That needs to be the product.
Thank you, Alex, that you mentioned B2B. None of these companies operates as under the model B2B. This is what we practice for many years, for some years. We have clients with the transactions, bank transfers, and yes, quite likely bank transfers are not very fast today. And this is the reason we are getting a new license, a new capacity to grow our business up. Thanks, Alex, for your time, for joining our webinar. And I'd like to thank all our participants, all our viewers, administrators, interpreters. Dear friends, please subscribe to our networks, our Telegram channel, where we are active, showing what we do, how we do. We answer questions, most frequently asked questions. If due to any reason your answer hasn't been answered yet, don't hesitate. Please subscribe and invite your friends. If you or your friends don't understand how it works, please follow us, join us, because you will observe how we develop and we show how we do what we strive for and the plans. So thanks for your time. I wish you all good day, good evening, depending on your time zone. And guys, we are in a big business, and please remember about our common mission, why we are all here, why we are doing all this, because all of you, irrespective whether you are a member of FNT community or you joined the company some time ago and you know more about other products of the company. So this is win-win for everyone. And I'd like to remind you one quote you may have heard. When everyone is strong in what he do, then there is no place for dreaming about being the first, because the common result will be very quick and skyrocket. So thanks a lot for the webinar. Thank you, Alex, a lot, and I wish you a good continuation of the day. Bye.
Have a nice day.